So this is the new DJI Air 3. There's been a lot of hype about it and it's come out not long after the launch of the DJI Mavic 3 Pro, which personally I had some reservations about it, and it's a very expensive drone. I think this is perhaps a natural progression for people that have been flying the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and it comes with the new RC2 controller that has the O4, the better transmission, more stable transmission, and it's got the high resolution screen on it as well. I'm just going to highlight today some of the benefits and advancements that this has got over the DJI Mini 3 Pro. So this is it, our first flight with the DJI Air 3. So let's put it through its paces, but really I want to compare it to the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and there's some real differences with this new drone that I think will tempt people to change over, to upgrade to this.
Take off. Approach the edge of altitude zone.
Notice straight away there's a little bit more noise. We're at 28 meters and really I can hardly hear that. That's fantastic. So just looking at that zoom, and just bring the zoom out, and then we'll just switch to the other lens. And it's just punched in, and already we've got a nice close shot here, and we're about 25 meters away. Just looking at the active track here, if we do point of interest, now of course now we don't really have to worry about the obstacle avoidance. We do have some trees just off to the side here, and the drone is quite low. So let's just see how it manages that. So I can see it just easing round. It's perfect weather for this. And I've got some trees just on its right here. It's just making some flight adjustments. On the controller, it's looking beautifully smooth. And it's now 2 or 3 meters away from trees. I'm just going to stop the active track there, and I will just show you where those trees were. Just here. And then let's just fly it out. And this is one of the fastest drones DJI have made, and that is going like a rocket. So I'm just holding down the home button here, and it's doing a return to home. And this has a smart return to home as well. So it will find the most shortest and direct distance to you. It won't necessarily just go to 120 feet and 400 feet and come home. They've also made improvements to the active track. So let's put that to the test. So I think I really like this. It's got the more advanced active track on it, where it's got a 360 dial on it, and so you can position the drone, let's say 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and it will just stay tracking at that, which is normally a thing on the Mavic 3 Pro. Whilst I'm doing this, I'm also going up and changing my whole view. Another thing with the DJI Mini 3 Pro is when you try to get it to track from in front, it didn't really do a very good job of that. So we're just going to try that now with the new omnidirection tracking and just see how well it does that. It's moving away quite nicely. And no chance it's trying to drop behind me. What I'm going to do is then turn left down the hill and just see what it tries to do. Yeah, it's getting round, and it has moved in front of me. I'm just going to try point of interest now and let the drone circulate around me as I'm moving along. Just see how well it keeps up with that. Got ourselves nice and high. We're just going to do our sphere shot, and I noticed with this
It's clicking every time it's taking a shot. It's giving me sound audio here. It's gone 50% through, finished the shots. The other 50% is going to be it stitching it together for the sphere. So one of the great features they've added here is cruise control. So what I've done is I've reset this button, the C1, to go to cruise control. So in flight, you could just click that on and it will just power along at the same speed. You'll still be able to use all your stick controls. So it's a lovely way of being able to get more refined movements without worrying about how fast or slow you're going. I've also reprogrammed the C2 button for exposure lock, because that's one I often find I need really quickly. Go to the 3 dots at the top right hand side, and if you go down to button customization, and then you can see I've got C1 is set to cruise control and C2 is AE lock on and off. There we are, I've just clicked the C1 button and it's just drifting off into the distance there. Move the drone to one side and make it go higher. A couple of things to mention when you first get your Air 3 is the batteries are in hibernation mode and they can only be charged in the drone itself. They'll get them out of hibernation mode, then you can use the power pack to charge them up. Also, with the memory on the RC, it'll automatically be using the internal storage, which is great, they've got that, but then it's a problem getting it off that and onto computers. So you just need to go into the settings and change the storage to record onto the SD card. So really great to try that dual camera, the 360 obstacle avoidance and that speed test. Now these batteries are going to go for 46 minutes as well. And I think even with the return to home, it's going to do a good 35-40 minutes at least, which is a massive improvement on the DJI Mini 3 Pro. The quality on the screen here is fantastic. It's lovely and crisp. It's a much higher resolution screen than the DJI Mini 3 Pro, so I'm looking forward to seeing that in post-production back in the studio.
Now looking at the spherical image here, it looks fantastic as we move around the image. The quality of it is absolutely beautiful and it's put together really nicely. However, if we look at the top here, you can see, yes, this is the big problem that's been around in the past, and we didn't get this with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. So I have to say, in this one instance, the DJI Mini 3 Pro wins over it. The only thing people have really been picking up on is this sensor, that it's not as large as on the Air 2. They feel it's a downgrade, but technology has moved on, and actually if you really understand how that sensor works, it actually can read and write the information a lot faster, and so you get less noisy images and is actually an upgrade. So the only elephant in the room is it is a heavier drone, it's 720 grams, so you will need to do the A2 CFC. Now there is free training out there and you just pay for the exam at the end. I'll leave a link in the description. As you can tell, for me, it was love at first flight and I can't recommend this more. I think go for it, get one of these, you will love it. But for me, I think I'll still keep the DJI Mini 3 Pro because I still love it as a drone. I love it for the flexibility, it's quiet, where the places I can use it, getting those lovely sphere shots. It's still a beautiful drone. This though has so many advantages that I think this is going to be with me all the time. So I hope you enjoyed that video and it was informative and inspiring. And if you want to know more about drones, catch out the videos here, and please show me the love, subscribe to the channel here, and I'll look forward to seeing you over there.